I want to ask specifically about the reconciliation bill and if you think it's actually possible that they could pull off no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, plus increasing the rates or not extending the tax cut on the highest income levels, because that to me is such an interesting combination that I would think the GOP is effectively completing their transition to a true populist party. It could set them up well for 2026, and then also sort of transitions the Democrats to fully being the party of the moneyed elite, which I never thought I would see in my lifetime.
Great question. And obviously it'll depend on how big the bag is of how much they can fit in there. But Sean, your thoughts on no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and not allowing the top rate to stay to the lowering of the top rate of individuals to go back up.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've talked about this before. This is all going to be sort of a little bit of a, I guess that, I've said this phrase a couple times today, but the devil's going to be in the detail. There's going to be a lot of trying to figure out how we can claim something. So when you do a tax credit, a lot of times there's always thresholds, when you qualify for it. So, you do the child tax credit and they say, well, you have to make less than 80,000 as an individual, 100,000 as a couple. And those are I'm not being precise on that. But the point is that, so you could say no tax on tips up to $5,000 in the following, way. I mean, so they're going to make it happen. And I think similarly on Social Security, you'll find a way where they make it so that they can say they did it. But if you think about no tax, I mean, Social Security is a little bit easier, but that's a lot of revenue to take off the table. So I think that one will be a little bit easier, a little bit higher of a threshold. But again, you'll means test it. So you'll say if you make more than X, you can't, deduct this. But they're going to want it as a talking point more than anything, especially heading into the midterm, saying we help, working class people who are bartenders and waitresses, etc. No tax on tips, and then they're going to want to do the same for seniors. But to me, these are the kind of they're kind of gimmicky because I think that they will time out real quick.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant politics for Donald Trump and Republicans, because the biggest talking point Democrats have right now is you are going to cut taxes primarily for the rich and for companies. And here's a trade war that is going to, at least in the immediate run, affect most low income and working class people. And you're going to take whatever revenue you raise to try to give more tax cuts to the wealthy. So it's the best argument Democrats have right now. I'm not talking about the merits of it, just the raw politics. That would undercut things dramatically and allow them to say, we are willing to kind of, have the rich pay a little more to help you, the working class.
Eric, I think no tax on tips is going to be in because it was the first one of these the president talked about. It's got a lot of political resonance, so I think that'll be in. No tax on Social Security benefits it's going to have to have an income cap on it because the math doesn't work otherwise, and it will be low enough probably that it will mostly apply to people who don't pay taxes currently. So it'd be sort of meaningless. And in terms of the top rate, they considered it in the first term. They didn't do it in part because the establishment wing of the party likes to cut taxes for billionaires. They'd be brilliant to do it. I don't know if they will, but also obviously helps them on the revenue side. So it'll be interesting to see who pushes back. If they don't do anything with carried interest, if they don't do anything with cap gains, then the rich people in this country are like, all right, as long as we're whole there, it's okay. We can let our rate go back up a little bit. So I'm not predicting it will happen, but again, as was said, be brilliant politics to do it.